Hi, welcome to session 2, Truth for All. We're looking at why the gospel is good news for everybody. Good news. But in this day and age, who would have expected that news could not be trusted? I mean, we now live in a generation with fake news, conspiracies, scams. It's hard to know who to believe or what to believe. In fact, today's mainstream thinking is kind of post-modernity, right? Or relative truth. So you might hear somebody say to you, truth is relative. It's what you believe. It's what you think is true. I love this story of a philosophy professor who's explaining the problem of truth, and he's trying to make the case, that there's absolute truth out there. And one of these young philosophy students, they get up and they stand up and they say, "Professor, what you're saying is ridiculous because there is no such thing as absolute truth." And this professor, he replies back, "Is that true?" Which is the funniest statement ever because it's a self-defeating argument. If there is no such thing as absolute truth, then for you to believe it, you have to believe that statement is absolutely true. Oh my goodness, we are in a crazy world today. So I get that it is hard to tell if something is true. That email that you got, that video clip that you see. But we need to understand that all truth is not equal. And so we actually need to be diligent and careful about evaluating truth. And that's why the gospel is so important. Now, this might come as a bit of a surprise to you if you're not used to apologetics or studying the Christian faith. But our belief in God is not an assumption. Our belief in God is not an assumption, it's actually a conclusion. We believe in the good news of Jesus Christ. We believe in the gospel, not because we woke up one day and decided to have blind faith. It's because actually, even from the very first disciple, we have evaluated and tested the facts of the gospel. It's a conclusion. The early disciples, they didn't know better. They doubted. They had no clue. But then they became the disciples that we now read about. They believed because of what they saw and what they witnessed. That's why they're called witnesses. In fact, they were first-hand witnesses. Christianity is grounded in real-world historical facts, and we should not be scared of it, and we should not be scared of an investigation. How well do you know the truth behind the Bible and the gospel? Christianity is one of these religions that can be tested. It rests on a single historical event and not just a random, event that you cannot dispute. Like, I had a vision. And you're like, okay, well, I can't tell whether you actually had a vision or not. Oh my goodness, this is like someone dying on the cross and rising from the dead and having witnesses there to see it. I'm so convinced that the Bible speaks the truth. It can be proven. I love these statements in the Bible. In 1 John 1:8, it says, "If we have no sin, we deceive ourselves and the truth is not in us." This is my favorite example because people are always saying to me that they don't need God. That a life without God is actually better because it doesn't have condemnation. But the thing is, this statement in 1 John 1:8 is true. And we're just kidding ourselves if we don't think that we have sin. The gospel is a fundamental human right, ultimately because the gospel is true. it is grounded in historical fact, and the sayings of Jesus, the truth of Jesus, can be found in our lives in statements like this. That's why Jesus says in John 18:37, I was born and came into the world for this one purpose, to speak about the truth. Whoever belongs to the truth listens to me. That means if you're very serious about truth, then you have to take Jesus seriously. That's why you'll study in today's session that our faith hangs upon one historical event. Our faith hangs on the absolute truth of the Bible, of the claims of Jesus, and of the words of Jesus, and who Jesus is. So I hope you'll have a good discussion about what is true and why actually the gospel is a public truth. It is a fact for everyone to freely discover. God bless.